Richard Charlton, how are we this wonderful evening?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. So, name's Richard, and so then do you go by Ricky or Richard, or how am I,
Yeah.
what am I calling you tonight? Am I doing a Bianca from EastEnders, or am I doing a professional capacity on this occasion?
No, Ricky is totally fine. Yeah, my friends and family call Ricky.
Okay.
It's one of those things where, like, on social media and on websites, like my full
Yeah.
name is Richard, but yeah, casually it's just Ricky. So feel free to say Ricky.
That's fine. Good. For me, it's Benjamin. Can't stand the full name. It just gives me nightmares, and it's just too long to say. So it's just, yeah, as you can probably tell. Okay, I've got you on to talk about a film and your job and that sort of thing. Though randomly from when I do research on guests, follow them on social media, that sort of stuff, just to see. And so then I randomly saw that you're a wrestling fan. Am I correct?
Yes, I am a wrestling fan.
Because
yeah.
that makes two of us.
Oh, really?
So
awesome.
And it's the first time that I've spoken to a wrestling fan on here. So
do you watch WWE or do you watch other promotions?
So mainly WWE, because that's the most accessible to everyone, and because it's on Netflix, I don't have to pay for it. So AEW, because obviously with YouTube you can just watch it all. TNA, same. Bit of New Japan when it comes to like the main shows and everything like that. But yeah. You?
So I used to watch TNA when I was a kid because it was on the Bravo, the TV show.
Bravo,
TV channel,
yeah.
Excuse me, yeah.
Challenge TV and everything like that. Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Always funny. Yeah, absolutely. A Sunday night, 9 o'clock before you go to bed. Yeah.
Yep. That was literally my childhood.
Yes. Let's do it.
Yeah, but then as I got older, I've been watching WWE and stuff like that. Yeah, not as proactive as I was, but I still watch it. And I actually went to a venue, went to a live show a few weeks ago in London, which was amazing. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, because the only shows that I've seen was the Wembley show when AEW did it the first time around in 23, which was absolutely insane, like 90,000 people, mental. And then I went to SummerSlam 2022 when it was in Nashville and Brock flipped the ring and everything like that.
That must have been amazing to see in person. Like, oh wow.
Well, because that was like my first wrestling show. Because long story short, so in 2022 I did Camp America. You basically go to summer camp for 3 months in the States, and after that finishes, you have 30 days to basically travel around wherever you want and then go back before you get kicked out. Basically, my camp ended the day before, and so then I flew to Nashville, got into my hotel, literally hightailed it to the stadium, and then bought a ticket, and then ta-da!
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it was a mental 24 hours.
That's an amazing first show.
It was a great time, though I want to go to more shows, but it's so flipping expensive. Is it just me, or is it so flipping expensive now?
No, yeah, I was pretty lucky because I got mine, as they were kind of featuring, like getting cheaper, as more people were buying them, and they needed to fill the seats up.
We want to fill the arena, go, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheap, yeah.
But honestly, for me, it was money well spent. Like, it was such an experience, and just to see the production as well, like the music, the lights, just brilliant.
So now, going away from like a TV show, you are interested in another form of visual media, if that's the best segue that I can think of. So you are a senior video editor, or what's your official job title as we speak?
Yeah, so at the moment, official title is senior video editor for Kindful Creative.
That's wonderful. So then, when did you first, how did it all happen with videography in general? When did you, see a camera, pick up a camera, watch something? Because for me, it was just YouTube, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Give it a go.
Yeah. I think for me, it was like when I was very little. I think it stemmed from watching films, really. I had that period where everyone gets to watch the classics for the first time, like Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, those kind of films, and I was just like in awe of it. So and then I realized, with DVDs, they had behind the scenes, and I saw how they're made with cameras and things. I was like, So yeah, seeing the production of it really just got me inspired, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do, I think. So
Similar to that. Okay, okay. Because I've been told that with, because have you watched was it Peter? I think it's like how the Lord of the Rings was made. Like it's almost more interesting than the actual film.
yeah, that was literally it for me.
I've never watched it myself, but yeah.
Oh, it's such a good watch. No, yeah, I was as a kid, I thought it was really happening. I was like, wait, there's a war going on in space. I was like, what's going on? I was like, and then
Yeah,
yeah, the
yeah.
kind of the veil gets lifted, and you're just like, oh, it's such like a cool experience, just storytelling, and
Yeah.
yeah, kind of just over the years, I just yeah wanted to get more into it. So yeah, that's how it became about.
So after you had first discovered it, what did you do? Some people start creating, some people go to uni to do it. How did it work for you?
I think when I was a kid, it was mainly just playing with my granddad's. He had a VHS camera, and I did some like stuff with that. And I was also into creative writing as well. So I've always been into like storytelling and history and mythology and that kind of thing. It was, but then once I got into secondary school, it was very I guess formulaic. Like you're kind of everyone's taught the same way, and
Well, yeah, you taught the same thing, and it's not very personalized because everyone has to learn the same stuff, and it's so out of date. Like the actual stuff you're learning is so out of date.
yeah, it really is. And you know, a lot of it is you know, how much of this is going to apply to me. You know, there were some elements of it which I really enjoyed, like obviously English, and there was also like personal finance, which I thought was pretty interesting. But as a general thing, it was very much like, yeah, it was like, yeah, I don't know, it was very yeah, like I said, formulaic. Just I wasn't learning the things that I was really interested in until I got to college.
So, did you do potentially media at school?
Yeah, so
How did I guess that? How did I
I
guess
know,
that?
I know. It was yeah. So when I finished secondary school and I went to college, I studied media studies, film studies, photography, and ancient history, which is the outlier now. So yeah, those are the four I studied.
I've got a friend who studied film, a friend who studied media, and a friend who studied photography. All creative people all study those sorts of things,
Yeah,
don't they?
it's yeah. It's funny because sometimes I think about like if I could go back to college, would I study different things? And I think I probably would. I think I'd probably do more outside of media, like creative writing or those kind of things. Because I think those external subjects really help inform you when it comes to like art and creativity and stuff because you're learning more about the world and that kind of thing. So still a great time. But yeah, sometimes I'm like, yeah, what if I studied this or what if I studied that? You know?
So at least you're using what you've learnt in your job now, which is more than I can say and more than most people can say. So I think you're doing okay. You went to University of Lincoln, if I remember correctly. Because speaking of, I hint a slight accent. Are you not from around here? Are
No.
you from somewhere else? I was going to say, because you sound slightly more up north, but compared to down here, everyone is up north regardless of
Yeah,
where they are.
yeah, it could be in like London. That's north for some people.
Yeah,
So
literally.
yeah, I'm from Grimsby town originally.
Oh, wow. Okay. Ricky from Grimsby. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's it. Yeah, northeast Lincolnshire.
So I guess you moved for uni, and then after that, what did you sort of do during that sort of period of life?
Yeah, so went to uni in Lincoln and similar as college, you know, studied I think what was it I did media production as my degree. Um to be honest, I only really did it so I could have access to equipment. That was the main thing. It was just, you know, after college, I was like, okay, I want to get into making media and get into videos and films. I was like, okay, how do I do that? So I was like, okay, university, that's a great institute to have, you know, the technology to actually do it and to meet people. So yeah, so spent, what was it, 2 3 years making short films at university and studying things and whatnot. And yeah, it was kind of after that point, I I was chatting to some friends and I was thinking, what do I do after I've graduated? And it was a, we kind of decided because I had a friend who studied in Bournemouth and he was talking
Yeah,
about
it made
how,
sense.
yeah, he was talking about how Bournemouth outside of London is quite a creative hub
See, I didn't realize this. Like, because I've lived here all my life, you only sort of know what you know until you physically look it up or meet people and that sort of thing. All like the big creative hubs in like the big cities and everything. But it's only since finding out about Joe and other like creative agencies in the air. There are quite a few things down there, aren't there?
Yeah, and
more than you realize.
Yeah, I think it's getting to a point now where, like, obviously London will, probably be the main hub.
Yeah, it's the melting pot of everything, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But I think you'll see more in the future, more media centers sprouting up. You've probably got like Manchester, and I know there's some initiatives in the north to get more filmmakers over there and that kind of thing. So it's a very exciting time.
And with Trump now trying to basically get every film studio to film in America, that's going to be interesting as well.
Yeah, I read that and I was like, okay, I've got a few questions about that. How's that going to work? So,
though it's ironic how literally every film studio around is American. So,
yeah, it's a weird one because I think it's also what's pretty cool. But it's what's cool about filmmaking though, is like, you can there's certain aspects that you can do it all around the world. Like, there's obviously the UK is a big hub for filmmakers, and you got Pinewood and other studios, and people from America come over here to shoot things, and so that's what's exciting. So with this whole tariff thing, I'm like, okay, well, there's so many so many specific details to it, and it's like, okay, how are you gonna like process all of that? But I don't know. So.
Yeah, again, it's probably just one of those things he spoke before he actually thought about it, which to be honest, it's the same with most people, isn't it? They speak before they actually think about, am I going to say this?
Yeah,
not really. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully I'm thinking before I speak. If I'm sounding good.
So far we're doing well, no problem at all. Though, as you said, when you leave uni, you've got the degree, you've got the t-shirt, you've done everything you need. Yeah, you do face that question of, okay, what am I going to do now?
Honestly, like, it was, I still remember, chatting with my dad and talking about, okay, I want to move to Bournemouth. Don't have any connections there, but like, I want to move there with some friends and see what it's all about. And, it's like, it's so far away from home, and it's a new place. And it was just one of those things. It's like, you just got to take the risk, I suppose, and just trust in yourself, trust in your instincts. So.
Yeah, so obviously you moved to Bournemouth, I assume.
Yeah.
So here, you moved.
Actually moved to Poole originally in 2018.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then
in
Bournemouth now.
And so then, I guess, after you moved to Poole, I assume you found something to do.
Yeah, I worked at Tesco for a year.
It's retail for most people, isn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, it was, I moved in 2018, and I was just looking for somewhere to pay the bills, really, and I got a job at Tesco. And I think, to be honest, looking back at it, there were elements of it I really enjoyed. I kind of like sort of, it lets my mind wander because I'm just doing physical stuff, and I can just, think about ideas for things like writing and stuff. And, you get to know the people, and you're always proactive. And so there's elements of it I enjoy. Yeah.
It's what you have to do. And at the end of the day, can't fault you with that. So then, from the list, but you did find something filmy.
Go around to
the
it.
list of things. Yeah. Though to find something junior, especially in the film space, is quite rare to find a junior role, because you seem to need so much experience to just be able to shove you into it without having to really think about it.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not too sure how often it happens. I think, you have things like internships and mentorships and that sort of thing, and there probably are there are probably junior roles out there. I think for me, I was lucky enough in that they were looking for someone who didn't necessarily have all of the experience. They were like, we're going to train you up, sort of thing. So I was pretty lucky in that regard.
Yeah, and this is for Outpost VFX, right?
Yeah, in Bournemouth, yeah.
I've never heard of them at all.
Yeah, honestly, so just for some context, my a good friend of mine, Stephen, who is the friend who recommended us to move down here. He studied at Bournemouth University, and he worked at Outpost as a compositor. And
Okay, I don't know what that is, but sure, I'll take
it's
I'll take your word for it.
it's the VFX world. It's VFX and
Sure.
stuff. So yeah, and I was working at Tesco, and a position came up, and he said to me, "Why you should apply for this? Or it's to do with editing and that sort of thing." And yeah, I was just very lucky. He told me about the role, and I applied for it, and um, yeah, I guess they like me.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of who you know, as well as what you know.
Honestly, I owe everything to the people that I've met along the way. Obviously, I, I like to think I've got some skills here and there, but a lot of it really is to do with surrounding yourself with the people that are like-minded and have similar ambitions and similar interests. So that's honestly the people I met at college. I owe everything to those people because we've kind of been on a journey of like we want to get into this industry, and it's through uni, through to moving to Bournemouth. So very very fortunate.
I've spoken to someone who's a session musician. He's played with some big people, like Take That,
Oh, cool.
Jamiroquai, all that sort of stuff. And he also did say it's a lot about, obviously, you can be a great musician, you can do all the stuff you need to do, but though half the battle is who you know, and just building up the network and relationships and all that sort of thing, which I guess is what you're doing now.
Yeah, that's really it. It's I've kind of just been following what I'm interested in, really following my passion, and I like to think that journey of wanting to do different things has led me to meeting certain people, and then it's kind of a, what would you call it, sort of a cascading effect where
domino effect.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
So how long were you at your first film role, sort of thing?
So I was there for about, I want to say 8 to 9 months. And then that was when COVID happened.
That old chestnut.
Yeah,
okay,
that whole
cool.
thing. It was kind of unprecedented, and the industry kind of shut down really. And I was kind of, I was expecting to be laid off. It was one of those things. It's like I understand it. It is what it is.
Yeah. You're waiting for it to happen, sort of.
That was it. So it was all good, and then got laid off, and then took a break. Really, just went back to Grimsby for a bit and just sort of reconnected and did my own thing for a bit, and then got contacted after about a year or so to do another show.
What was this one then?
So this was Pop Paper City.
Yeah, because I did look it up. It's like a cartoon of some sort. Am I completely wrong, or I am completely wrong?
That's what it is. It's a preschool.
Cool.
It's a preschool animation series on Channel 5.
Okay.
I think it's Channel 5, but I could be Channel 4, but I'm pretty sure it's Channel 5 on Milkshake.
Wow, I remember Milkshake. That's still around.
Yeah, it's still around. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, mornings and all that. So
from 6 to 9, I remember that. I remember being just about that age. It was a while ago.
Yeah, I love it. Did that after COVID, sort of moved back to Bournemouth, and worked there as a editor and then eventually a lead editor, and that was an awesome experience.
With that sort of thing, what was like a regular day in the life for an editor? Because obviously with the stuff you're doing now, you're filming people most of the time, because it was animated or cartoon, that sort of thing. I guess I guess you like given the footage, or like what are you given to create into what you're supposed to put on TV?
So it's very much with editing animation. It's editing it's at the beginning. And when you're editing live action like I am now, that's at the end of the process. So when I was at Pop Paper City, a day would normally be editing what we call an animatic. And animatic is essentially you're putting together storyboards. So you'll have artists who will draw the shots and will draw like movements and things like that. And our job was to place it together. It's almost like a kind of blueprint for the episode, so people could see it in like a drawing sort of thing.
So it's like a digital storyboard sort of thing.
Yeah, sort of thing. Yeah. It's not in physical form, but in digital in a video.
Yeah.
And we would also put sound, like the voices as well under it, and music and sound effects to kind of dictate the pacing of each episode. So it was a really, really cool experience because you're kind of, you're building this thing for people to use as a blueprint, and you kind of see it come. And then after it's finished and you see it fully animated and rendered, it's so cool.
So now I've heard this word before, and obviously you need to render video so that it plays. What's the video definition of render? Just for curiosity, more than anything, to put you on the spot completely.
The video definition of, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I mean, I think, we refer to when we export videos as an export.
Yeah. It renders itself out, and
yeah. I guess that's it. And then with, I suppose, of animation, I guess render is the term that we use. Rendering is, so in terms of animation, rendering is when it's like the final version of the shot. So with the lighting and the animation and the
color
textures,
grading and sure,
that sort of thing. Yeah.
With all the voiceover stuff, was that just a case of you were just able to like auto sync in place?
So with so it is we did it you kind of do it by hand. So with the animatics, you're not really worried about lip syncing. It's just an image, just a still picture. So it's more just we put the voices in to kind of, and that informs the pacing of the episode. It's almost like a radio play in a sense.
Okay.
And we'd have like my other editor Jessica, she would do like what we call scratch vocals, which is where we do the voices before we get the voice actors to do it. So we have like an audio file to use.
I can understand that. Yeah, that must have had some weird conversations around it.
It's honestly, you get used to it. Honestly,
learning lines are like, why am I saying this?
Yeah, there were a lot of days where she would sit in a car or sit in an office or something, and you read out the script and stuff. It was really funny.
What are they talking about? Was this on a TV show? Anyway, it seems quite an experience with what you were doing and how it all gets put together.
Honestly, it was such a great experience. I was there for about I want to say nearly 3 years, and it was awesome. I met so many great people, which I still talk to this day. And I talk about animatics, but there was so many other aspects to the role where you're kind of you're sort of a middle ground for loads of different people. I guess that's what editing is in general, really. It's, obviously you're making videos, but you're also kind of a mediator for different departments and things. So yeah, it was a great experience. Just a lot of just communicating with people, really, which was really fun.
With that, there must be a lot of departments that you wouldn't necessarily think would be involved with that sort of thing.
Yeah, I suppose.
If you know what I mean.
There's it's cool. It's one of those things where each department is adding more to the episode along the way. So after we've done our job with the episode, it'll go to the animation team who will do the lip syncing and do the movements, and it's really cool to see that and it come to life like that. And then it goes to the lighting team who will then kind of put it in a 3D environment, that sort of thing. So it's really cool just seeing how it evolves over time.
Hello everyone. As you've made it this far into the episode, thank you so much. If you could like, subscribe, comment and rate the podcast on whichever platform you're using, that would mean the absolute world. And as always, follow the podcast on socials at Reaching the Crescendo Pod using the links in the description below. Now, back to the episode. How did you find out about Joe Hayes?
So that was to be honest, it was pretty standard.
Pretty straightforward. Just applied for a job.
That was literally it. So we wrapped our show, season 1 of it. My contract finished, and I was just looking for a job really. And again, it's one of those things. The people that you meet along the way. I had a friend. His name's Henry Cakebread.
That's a surname you remember, isn't it? Cakebread.
We met.
Was he a chef?
No, he's a filmmaker.
No, okay, cool.
Which I guess is a chef in his own right, cooking videos.
Yeah, very true. You make things, just you eat it instead of watching it. So
yeah, that's it. So I met him when I was working at Outpost, and
Okay.
had him on Instagram, and he shared a story. Joe had a story of looking for a senior video editor, and so I looked at his Instagram, and yeah, I thought it was really cool business because you probably noticed Joe's one of those people. What you see on social media, that's pretty much what you get in
Oh
person.
yeah, because doing this, some people you see an image and the odd video, so you can get a grasp of. They're not a creep. It's one of those things with video. You're like, okay, this guy seems like a nice guy. I've seen him. I've heard him speak. I've seen his body language. Yeah, you can get a feel for it.
That was literally it because I was applying for other stuff, and yeah, again, like you said, it can be pretty mysterious. It's like, okay, like I don't know if this person's going to be chill or what their personality is going to be. But with Joe, when I saw it, I was so excited to apply because I was like, I kind of feel like I know him already because from what I've seen of his social media. So when we had our first chat, I felt like I already knew him because of all the stuff I'd seen on Instagram. So yeah, it was a very pleasant experience, kind of applying really, and I think we connected, like got along, and he gave me a sort of an editing exercise to do. So I did that.
Okay.
Did that in about a day and sent that to him, and he liked it, and yeah.
Nice and straightforward.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. Yeah, nothing. It was funny though because in the interviews, like he was like, do you enjoy sports? And I was like, yeah, I really enjoy wrestling, and which I think he was surprising, but
Fake sport.
Yeah, that was it. But yeah, no, I think it was great.
So if you can talk about it, did you have you like edit some B-roll or what did you have to do in the actual exercise?
Yeah, so it was pretty straightforward. It was so he had done a remote episode similar to this. He did a remote episode for a podcast, Talent Talks, with Martin Smith.
Oh yeah.
And so he gave me that episode. He gave me the episode as a file, and he said, "Can you make like a social teaser for it, like a portrait?"
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I did that, and I think it took about like maybe a day or so, and it was pretty good.
It's basically short form content. Sorted.
Yeah, it's funny though because I haven't before Kindful. I didn't really do too much in terms of the short form stuff. I dabbled in a little bit of it, and
yeah,
but it was really only until I started working at Kindful where I realized the potential of it and what you can kind of do with that kind of thing. And
yeah, massively.
So yeah. Again, it's every job you're learning something new and doing new things, which I think is really fun.
Because for me, it's subtitling. It's an absolute ball ache to do subtitling.
Yeah, I will admit. Yeah, that's always the last thing. It's like, okay, gotta do my captions, gotta do my subtitles.
Yeah, got to do the captions before I go insane. Absolutely. We did the in-person thing on Easter Monday last year, and I think you would either just started or you'd been there like a week or two at that point. It was still fairly fresh, though, because I asked him, do you feel much more like relaxed and not having to do everything? I'm like, yeah. I can, it's been nice. It's been nice having someone that can just do stuff.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Yeah, because obviously you said the same thing to me, and
recommendation. There you go.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think it was very much it was it's as you probably know, it's a bit of a time sink to do editing. It can take a lot of time and things like that. So to kind of offload that, I think it's done wonders for Joe. So
yeah. So speaking of, what is a typical day in the life? Is every day sort of different, but you can sort of predict which days are going to be slightly not like repetitive, but like you can sort of predict what's going to happen during that day, or are they fairly unpredictable depending on whether or not you're doing like a photo shoot, podcast, video for a brand or whatever?
They're very much planned. There isn't really a day where it's unexpected because we use a tool called Asana, which has our tasks.
Rings a bell.
Yeah. Have our tasks for the week. So yeah, kind of every day I'm always going in kind of knowing what I'm going to be working on. But in terms of kind of if the day's the same, it's very much every day feels quite different. Doing the same, obviously editing every day, but each project feels very different. There's always something that you can kind of do creatively to change it up a bit. So I find every day to be pretty exciting.
So compared to your previous jobs, is there any stuff you're doing now not alien to you, but you're like, okay, I don't do this very often, but now I'm like, okay, I need to like massage the muscles so I can actually
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I think the main thing that's different is that previous jobs have been, television shows, films, and that kind of thing. This is the first thing where it's been locally based. Yeah, we obviously, we're a Dorset-based company, and we want to add value to local businesses. And I think that was a new thing for me because I've lived in Bournemouth for a few years now, but it wasn't until I actually joined Kindful where I actually kind of got to sort of meet these businesses and kind of see what was going on in this area. And so that's an experience that I've never really done before.
You must know every local business in the entire BCP area now. You must know quite a lot of them.
Yeah, it feels like that, I think. It's
Oh, I know that person. I know that person. I know that person.
Yeah, it's one of those things where yeah, you kind of yeah, like I said, you meet so many businesses and you get a sense of the world around you, sort of thing. Yeah, sorry, I'm waffling.
No, it's all good. That's what this is for. It's absolutely fine. With this job, even though you're mainly using a camera of some sort, are there any cool, get excited when oh, I'm using that camera today. I'm using that bit of kit today.
To be honest, for me, that isn't. It doesn't really apply to me too much. That's kind of what I leave Joe and Richard to sort of do.
Okay, so you're very much like the editing engine of the ensemble.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, very much the editing engine, I suppose. Yeah.
But you need that on a t-shirt. Yeah, that on a t-shirt.
That's a good
great
point.
You've got the hat.
That's a good. Yeah, I'm gonna.
We're giving you the idea. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, no. I mean,
Secret Santa sorted.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there are moments where where yeah, we'll get a new piece of kit or something, and it's really cool to kind of see it in being used in projects and things like that. But yeah, in terms of kind of a lot of it is kind of my thing is just my monitor, and I'm like, okay, great, cool. Here's my Premiere.
Lock in Premiere Pro.
Yeah, that's it.
So, what have been the most memorable projects you have done since you've worked with Joe? I can probably think of one, maybe on a racetrack somewhere in the States, potentially.
Yeah, that's a little project we did, little something. But no, that was
just a little one, was it? Just a little one. Okay, okay.
No, that was
Daytona racetrack. Come on.
Yeah, it was honestly like
wow.
Talking about doing new things. With each job.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, because I've never been to the States before. It was like, and I haven't left the UK in about sort of 10 years since then.
Wow. Okay, you need a holiday, man.
Yeah. Yeah. But so yeah, that was such a cool experience. Yeah, it was kind of so it was a 24-hour endurance race at the Daytona racetrack. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was pretty much boots on the ground. Get to the racetrack, shoot, edit, rinse and repeat.
Wow. Okay.
Honestly, like I feel lucky because Joe and Richard doing the filming, they had to lug all this equipment and like run around this huge track.
Oh,
and I'm just chilling in my little control booth.
So you were in a control booth rather than just like a van out back in the car park or something
luckily,
like that?
No, we had
cool. Wonderful.
Yeah,
cool.
They have like a media sort of center for all.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
So yeah, that was brilliant.
So it was a continuous 24-hour thing.
Yeah, continuous. Yeah. So
oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the technical stuff about it, but I think it's like the driver every few hours will swap over with another driver and rinse and repeat sort of thing. And yeah, I guess similar to, kind of with us. Yeah, again, it's like we had to kind of a lot of time to like, okay, Richard, you're going to go out and shoot at this time. Joe, you're going to shoot at this location at this time. So there's a lot of coordination that went into it.
So was that a lot of like slow-mo stuff? From the bits of racetrack stuff I watched, it seems to be hairpin bends and...
Yeah, it was very much, a lot of it was, like slow motion bits, just to really get the details as it, goes around the bend. And we do a thing called a speed ramp. So, we slow it down, then, it speeds up.
Okay.
And that kind of stuff. So yeah, a lot of slow motion.
Doing all that stuff, is it quite straightforward? Was it hard, or was it just a case of the main endurance bit was doing the rapid fire turnover?
Yeah, it was pretty rapid fire in terms of the turnover. But I think what we did is even before we went to America, we had a sense of how we wanted to structure the videos. So kind of going back to my experience at Pop Ape City, with the animatics, we kind of did a edit where I had text that said, okay, racing, cut to pit stop here, cut to racing there. So and then we had music under it. So we kind of had an idea before we went of like, okay, this is the kind of style we want to go for. So that made the process a lot more easier because, a lot of time, because if I went there blind and they was just giving me SD cards and shots and I'd be like, what is all this? And
Yes,
we had an idea going into it.
Which order does this go in? I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope that the SD cards were labeled so that you can tell which bits you were doing and that.
They weren't.
Were they labeled?
They weren't labeled, but we did have folders that would we labeled folders on the computer that were like, okay, this is this bit.
Obviously, you work with a lot of really cool brands. Is there a brand that you guys have on your list to work with in the future, near future, or in the future, just generally?
I think there is, there's a few. We kind of we talk about this all the time. We're like, oh, what sort of brands we want to work with and stuff. And there's so many top of the line brands. Like there's like there's a boxing sports clothing range that I.
Misfits, is that Misfits?
No, it's not.
No,
it's sort of like
not quite. Okay, not quite though. Okay.
Yeah, but there's different brands like we kind of want to do a bit more sort of motorsports, and we had a really cool experience with a jewelry brand called Tishleon.
You've recently posted about that, I think.
Yeah, we did some socials for that, and that was so fun, and that's kind of made us want to do more in that kind of space of jewelry brands, but as like luxury brands as well. We work with the boat club, which is a great
that must be a lot of fun to go on a boat and film.
That's a great experience. So cool. We want to do I guess marine, I guess the term, like kind of sea like boat stuff.
Just to film on a boat must be quite a weird experience.
Yeah, I mean,
to like not drop the camera. In the water.
To be honest, I haven't. To be honest, I haven't actually been on a boat while they're filming, but I've seen the shots of it and stuff, and I can imagine it's a bit of a precarious, kind of like keep it steady.
So Kindful, as far as I'm aware, seems to be the only brand on the South Coast that's doing what you guys are doing to the quality that you're doing it to. What do you think is the future of content agencies and what you guys are doing to brands in the future?
I think it's going to expand massively. I think, I think more brands and more businesses are going to see the value in video because it's kind of one of those things where it's in everyone's lives, like just everywhere.
You can't escape it. So.
Yeah, that's it. And I think people see the value in, getting their stories and getting their brands and getting their visions across. And I think you'll see, definitely more content agencies and videography agencies kind of come up and add their own style and things to it. I think it's going to just grow and it's very exciting. I think I've seen a statistic where it's like, I think every day, there's 3 million videos uploaded to YouTube just every day. And when you look at things like that, it's like just the demand for videos and
what's the thing that it was literally last month that it was the 20th anniversary of the first YouTube video being uploaded.
Oh, cool. Yeah. What was that? First Day at the Zoo or something?
Yes, First Day at the Zoo. Yeah. A lot has happened in 20 years. You can earn a living from it. As you've done.
That was it.
Very much so.
There was a moment where, when I was like, at uni and college, I was like, can I actually like make money from this? And I think, to answer your question about the future of it, I think there is going to be more opportunities in that regard, just because of the demand for brands to utilize things like Instagram and other websites and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Though I do have to mention the ugly two-letter word of AI.
Ah,
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it sort of has to creep up at the end. What do you think about that fun stuff?
so I think at Kindful with AI, it's one of those things where we want to we're excited for the future of it, and I feel like it's one of those things where they say, the AI you see today, that's the worst it's ever going to be. Like it can only get better, and
Unfortunately,
yeah, but I
get
mean,
better.
yeah, we want to embrace it. And we want to use it, just to better our videos. Really, we want to use it to enhance things, to kind of just as a quality check and that sort of thing. Um, it's hard for me to kind of, because I feel like it's always evolving AI, and it's every day it's like a new model or new tool sort of thing. But we're we use it a bit to, like I said, enhance videos and stuff. I think for me it's because at Kindful we're so personal, and each client, it's like it's all about the people. And I think it's hard for AI at the moment, at least, to kind of get those little details across, that because each brand and client is so different, and it's all about kind of connecting with the people in that sense. And I'm not sure if, in terms of the generative side of AI, that's something that can really convey, because each person is so bespoke, if that makes sense.
Yeah, AI can't speak to the actual person
Yeah,
that you're doing it for,
yeah,
so they can attempt their best from what's been punched in or what's been programmed in. But yeah, they can't speak to whoever you're working with
yeah.
and create it bespokely to what they need.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I edit lots of podcasts, so I'm always fortunate I can like watch all these different podcasts and get people's perspectives on this. And
I guess you must learn quite a lot from doing that.
yeah, so
Or does it go in one ear and out the other?
no, to be fair, because I have to watch it to kind of do a sort of quality check anyway. So it's like I'm kind of listening to it, and
Yeah.
I edited an episode, and it was like a panel, and this they were talking about AI. And this guy, he said, as the world's becoming more digital, we need to become more human. And I think that speaks to what you said about,
Yeah.
as AI becomes more and more, more evolved, we need to, I guess, embrace what humans can do, and that's kind of like connect with other people and tell a joke and that sort of thing.
So speaking of podcasts, so do you pick the camera angles as you go?
To be fair, talk about AI, it's one of those things where we have a tool called multicam, which allows us to, I don't know if you've heard of it yet, but
Yeah, very much so.
yeah, you run it through and it kind of does a lot of the legwork, and then you can kind of go in and look at the details.
Good to know. With the name of this, at the beginning, it was like a crescendo where you want to get to, but it's sort of like a less blunt 5-10 year plan. Where do you see yourself video wise in the future?
I think, I suppose I don't have too much of a big goal I want to hit. I think for me, it's very much little improvements. I think a lot of the times I'll set myself like a big goal, and I'll be disappointed because I didn't meet it. So I kind of try and break it up into little bite-sized goals that I can achieve throughout the years. I suppose in 5 to 10 years time, I want to keep doing what I'm doing, in the sense that I want to keep adding value to businesses and to just films and videos in general. And like, I suppose, because I'm into filmmaking as well, it'd be great. I'd love to write and direct some sort of feature. I think that's a big goal for me, because I love cinemas, and to be able to put something in a cinema, that'd be awesome. So I suppose that's another long-term goal for me.
What was the last thing you saw in the cinema?
The last thing I saw, I think it was Mickey 17.
Oh, that's one with Robert Pattinson, right?
Yeah. Have you seen that?
I will admit we have slightly different tastes in cinema. I will admit, because the last film I went to see was Wicked. So
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, to be honest, I'm pretty guilty that I haven't seen any Wizard of the Oz films. That's on my to-do list. That's another goal for me. 5 to 10 years to watch.
It's a good film. I won't give any spoilers. It's very good. It's old, but it's very good.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
Well, Ricky, can I just on camera thank you for doing this? Though it would be remiss of me to the obligatories. You work for Kindful Creative, and if anyone is watching this and likes the sound of what you guys are doing, and is thinking, okay, he seems okay. He works for decent organisation. I like the idea of it. Where can they find Joe and the two Richards?
Thank you, Ben. So LinkedIn, Instagram. So Kindful Creative. We have a website, kindfulcreative.co.uk. You might have to edit that out because I think that is the website. But I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the website. So yeah, I'll have to check that. But Joe Hayes on LinkedIn and Kindful Creative on LinkedIn and that sort of thing.
And all the links will be in the description, so it's absolutely fine. Yes, Richard, it's been a pleasure to have you on and just find out more about your life in videography and everything Kindful creating. That's a tongue twister in itself, isn't it? How do you say that every day without mincing your words is beyond me. Anyway, it has been a pleasure.